Hey guys, welcome to our channel Ultra Vegan. Today I just wanted to make a semi-quick video explaining my personal reasons for going vegan and how it's completely changed my life. I'm going to have my iPad here just because there's a few things that I really don't want to forget. There's no script to this. This is just me telling you guys my personal story. I think that I have a pretty special story. I have heard similar versions, but nothing like mine. I feel like every time I tell my story to someone else, they're actually amazed that I was able to, be the person I am today. So before I start, I just want to let you guys know I'm not judging anyone. If you're not vegan, or if you're not vegan yet and you're just looking to transition into a vegan lifestyle and you're just looking to see what the reasonings behind going vegan are, I hope you find this video helpful and inspirational. Alright, so let's start with why and how I became vegan. I have always been an animal lover. Like most people, they would say they're animal lovers, right? But I consider myself right now that I used to be the completely wrong animal lover. I used to love going to the zoo and riding ponies. Horses? I don't know. Also, my English sometimes sucks, so don't worry about that. I used to love going to the zoo, to the aquarium, all that stuff that most kids love doing, right? But I used to also love animals in the wrong way because unfortunately I grew up in a culture where animals were abused for religious and even entertainment purposes. It's always a little bit hard for me to tell this story, but the reason why I'm not shy to tell my story anymore is because I'm someone different nowadays, and that's just way in the past right now. So I was born into the religion of what you guys probably know as Santeria, and again, ever since I was born, I was introduced to this. I always thought that, like any kid that is being raised into a religion, any kid would, think that that's just how it is, that's the way life works. But as some of you may know, animals are sacrificed for this religion. Any kinds of animals, goats, chickens, hens, you name it, pretty much any animal is sacrificed. Rats, even dogs sometimes, turtles, pigs. It's horrible. It's horrible, but anyways, that's what I grew up with. I also grew up going to dog fights, and even though I was an animal lover, I used to like going to these fights because my dog was so good at it. My dog was so strong and he was so awesome that I just loved seeing him win. But I never made the connection that I'm seeing animals get hurt. I don't think I ever saw any dogs being killed. I feel like if I would have, that would have definitely, triggered something in my brain. But I didn't. So yeah, my mom was always against this. My mom never wanted me to see these things. I would always go with my dad, and my dad would, not tell my mom, and I regret that so much right now. But anyways, like I said before, that's my past, and I'm a conscious being now, at least as conscious as I could be. So yeah, by the way, this was back in Cuba. I was born in Cuba and I lived there for 14 years. So all of this is based in, me being raised in Cuba, where I feel like the mentality of people are a lot different than here in the US. I feel like a lot of me being vegan nowadays has to do with personal growth at all. Like in general, a lot of personal growth has definitely led me to live this lifestyle. And a big part of me growing as an individual came after I came to the United States. I moved to Miami from Cuba when I was 14 years old, and immediately I started going to high school here. I did all 4 years of high school, and obviously I was exposed to a lot of new information that I didn't have access to when I was back in Cuba. I had teachers that definitely helped me be the person that I am today. I was amazed at all this new information that it blew my mind. So I obviously stopped believing in that religion, and then I started realizing everything that was wrong with that religion. All the animal sacrifices was definitely my number one worry. My dad is technically a priest of Santeria. That would be like the best equivalent so that you guys would understand. So my dad used to do a lot of sacrifices, at least once a week. Like I said before, goats, chickens, all those animals that I already said. I never really argued with my dad because we didn't have that really good connection, like that father-daughter connection. So I was very shy to express my feelings. So I just slowly started realizing that why am I not okay with my dad killing those animals, but I'm okay with the chicken on my plate that I'm eating? I mean, it was still an animal, it was still killed, and it's dead. You know, like, what is the difference? So that's where I say that my story is a little bit different than most people. I would say that a lot of nowadays vegans, someone came up to them, or they stumbled into a video, or someone talked to them, or maybe they walked up to a cube of truth, or I don't know, somehow someone did outreach to them, right? In my case, it was completely different. No one ever came to my school and gave me a 101 reasons to go vegan speech. No one ever sent a video to me. I was not knowledgeable at all about that topic. So I just slowly started doing the research, and I realized that there was a way to stop supporting these industries. And then I did stumble into the 101 reasons to go vegan, and then I stumbled into this other, oh my god, I completely forgot, the best speech you would ever hear, you know, all those really famous speakers. And then I stumbled into a huge eye-opener, Earthlings movie. I saw this movie about twice, and it completely broke my heart that I was supporting that horrible industry. I was 17 or 18 when this happened. I was still living with my parents, and I just told them, look, I'm not eating meat again. Surprisingly enough, they weren't against it. My dad didn't really care much. I thought he would, since, you know, he does all the animal sacrifices and stuff. For some reason, I guess he didn't really care about that. My mom, on the other side, her only worry was health reasons. She's always been health conscious somehow, but she didn't know much about you know, being vegetarian or vegan. So my mom was definitely just worried. She's like, you need protein, you need meat, you need this and that. And then I told her the information that no, you don't, it's perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, it's even healthier to do this. So whatever, she got on board with me being vegetarian at first. And poor lady, she had to cook different meals. If she was making beans, she was making ones with meat and ones without. And she had to, she went through so much, poor lady. But at the end, she supported me. And as a matter of fact, she's vegan now, but that's another story. So yeah, I went vegetarian. I didn't go vegan right away because, like I said before, no one ever came to me. You know, no one ever came to me and told me you could be vegan. look, there's this challenge here, there's this other documentary, there's this, there's that. I just went with vegetarian because that was the first thing, you know, in my head. Even though I did want to be vegan from the get-go, I just couldn't do it because I was still lacking some information that I know now. So definitely, if I would have known all the info that I know right now, I would have definitely gone vegan right away, and I wouldn't have spent 3 years of my life just being plain vegetarian. Boring, but it is. And then about 3 years of that, of me being vegetarian, went through. It was not that hard until I realized that ham is not vegan. It comes from an animal. I remember walking into a Subway and I was about to order the sandwich that I would always order, and then I was like, wait, that is not vegetarian, so I'm gonna have to change my mind, you know. So, but that's okay, as long as you have the animals in your mind and not your taste buds, you know. It's not as hard. It's only as hard as you make it. So yeah, 3 years after that, I watched the documentary Cowspiracy, and that was it for me. I was definitely aware of the impact in the environment and all of that, but I guess not enough. So after I watched that, I went to their website. I saw there was a 30-day vegan challenge by Colin Patrick Gorgiro, I hope I said it right, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take it. I haven't been eating eggs or dairy for the last 2 weeks. Might as well do it. If I don't feel fine after I'm done, I'll just go back to being vegetarian. There's nothing to lose. I did it, and ever since I have been strictly vegan. I don't consciously consume any egg, cheese, or animal products unless I didn't know that they were in my food, but I don't think that's ever happened. But I like to say this because no one is perfect, you know. Mistakes happen, and you never know. Maybe you order something at a restaurant and mistakenly they put, I don't know, maybe it had egg wash, or maybe it had milk powder, which is on everything. But yeah, I've definitely been reading my labels, been, you know, doing tons of research. That's like my favorite thing to do, is talk about veganism and vegan activism and health. So yeah, most of me going vegan just had a lot to do with personal growth in general. Not only am I now conscious about what I put into my body, but I'm also conscious about you know, reusing things, and everything that I buy, I make sure that, you know, it's ethically sourced. Definitely spreading awareness with all of my friends and family and clients is a big part of my life nowadays. So yeah, at the end of it all, it's been a win-win-win situation for me, the environment, and the animals, and there's no excuse not to go vegan. So yeah, if you guys found this video interesting and inspiring, and you need more help transitioning into a vegan lifestyle, let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you can see all of my future videos. Thank you so much for sitting through this whole video of my family drama.